Hello, I'm Chanel, this is Spirited Stardust, and today we are looking at the Botanical Blessings Indie Zine hand cut Oracle deck. So this is a deck that is indie, it's on Etsy. For me in Australia, the price was $32 for the deck and $32 for shipping. So that was the price of the deck for me. This came with this little card here. It came with this little booklet saying thank you. I'm not going to open it up, but it's a little thank you. It came with this photo paper print as well. And the deck came in this little organza bag. So let's take a look at the deck. So like they said, this is hand cut. So it is not even, as you can see. The paper is like a satin, almost glossy, very thin paper. The backs are all a bit different, just slightly different, depending, I guess, where the paper was cut. There's 44 cards in this deck, and it is very tiny. So it was printed at home, the author said. So this is the fold out. So it is just one big piece of card paper, then folded. So for each little flower, you get sort of 3 keywords for each card, like that. And that's the little guidebook, I guess. So let's have a look at the cards. Okay, so I'm not sure if that was in frame, probably not, but these guys are slippery suckers and they jump out, so you have to be slow with your shuffling, otherwise they just go all over the place. So I'll read from a few because this is such a short little book. So we have Aspen, we are all connected, do not fear. Then we have Dill, cool off, be slow to anger, patience. Then we have Passion Flower, forgiveness, purification. And then we have Gardenia, which is on the other page. Angelic help, worthy. So this was the Botanical Blessings Indizine Oracle deck. Okay, so here we are in the review portion. I've already made a bag for it. I had some scrap yarn and I did it in Star Stitch, and I thought this will do because I didn't want to really start a whole new ball of yarn for such a small little deck. So this was, as you know, a deck on Etsy, and it's real homespun. Like, the guidebook is a one piece of cardboard. Do I love that? No, I'm going to be honest. I don't love it. I think the biggest reason is because it's not in alphabetical order at all. And some things have like 2 keywords or 2 sentences, and then some will have 3. So there's no real rhyme or reason as to why some have more, some have less. Maybe some just have sentences, some only have words. It's a bit all over the place, but it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, it'll do. It'll do. But I don't love it. So already in terms of modifications, I have forgotten to, oh no, that's the, I was going to say, have I not cornered those? I put rounded corners because these were so sharp, like as you can see on this one, they were so sharp, they were just stabbing me, bro. So straight away rounded the edges. I also edged mine in black, which is hard to see because, as you know, the creator, I think the illustrations are drawn by Christina Minerva, cut them by hand. So they're so uneven. They are very, 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 very uneven. And they're also textured. I feel like they were serrated scissors. They weren't exactly straight scissors. The backs are gladioli. And the cardstock is super thin, but very flexible and feels like a satin. Very smooth, very slippy. So when I shuffle, I have to be so slow and careful. Otherwise, they go flying all over the place, but that's fine. There are also 44 cards in this deck. It doesn't feel like that because they're so thin, but that's a decent number for me, I think, anyway. 44 is fine. So with this deck, though, I did use it differently. So I'll show you how I used it. In terms of the illustrations style, I love it. I think it's super cute. It's made to look like a bit like of an indie zine. And I just really like the style. So I think it's adorbs. And I paired it with, starting off with the Dreamy Moons Tarot. So this is the first deck that I paired it with. And I like to do it like this. I like to split it. I know that's not in the center. I'm sorry. We'll just have to deal with it. Because I didn't really want to use this on its own. Like, I guess you could use it on its own. But for me, I liked to use it as a clarifier for another deck. So for instance, here we have 7 of Cups and we've paired it with Amanita. So 7 of Cups, I might have said like, this is the present and this is the future. So with the 7 of Cups, I've got Amanita saying magic, other world, jumping between 2 worlds. So I might be 1 foot in, 1 foot out in terms of spiritual and the physical realm. This could also pertain to, hey, maybe with trying to make a decision in the present, this has mushrooms. So straight away, I'm like, go to the mushrooms and use the mushrooms to help you decide and to make plans instead of just being stuck in the dream world. Or this could also be connect to your spirit guides in the present to help with this. And then with Rose in the future position, I would look at the keywords that they used, which is unconditional love and open your heart. So I'd say, okay, by using the energy of Amanita mushrooms or whatever, or the keywords with this 7 of Cups, it will lead in the future to the Rose, which they said is unconditional love and opening my heart chakra. So I did sort of use it in that way, past and present, present and future. Sorry, I did not sleep last night, brain fog. 4 of Wands with 5, Hoka and Lavender. So I did like the associations that they wrote in the mini guidebook. I thought that was fine. So I did love using these two together. I think visually they're really pretty. They've both got the black with the pops of color. So I think they go really, really well together. And I loved my time with these two. So I will get rid of this deck right here. And I'll show you the other deck that I paired it with, which is Oracle of the Rose. So I'll pop this in here. So the size of this deck is mini. It is 2.5 by 3.75 inches. And it's printed on, she says 80 IB cardstock. I have no idea what that means. So here we have Priestess with Venus Flytrap and Cornucopia. It's the same thing with this. I would have this card as the centerpiece of the reading, and then I paired it with this for some more insight into this card, different lens to view it with. So for example, here we have Soleil. So Soleil is sort of about good fortune, happiness, joy. It's the same sort of thing as a Sun card. So here we have the Sun card. And then pairing it with these two, I looked at it through that lens. So on the left, we have Pansy, so the present way that the Sun card is in my life. By the way, I love that one. Pansy is one of my favorites in this. And here we have Pansy. They've made it stand for compassion, healthy communication, service, and giving. And then with Clover in the future position, luck, surprise, and snap decisions coming my way. So that's how I prefer to use it. I also like use this as a clarifier with other decks. And I thought that was fine. But yeah, on its own, I guess you can use it, especially if you know more about plants and their properties. Like you could use it in your herb crafting, tinctures. Like if you do any sort of plant medicine practice, you could use it in that way. So here we have elderberry syrup and hibiscus, which are both stacked with a vitamin C and it's paired with self-love. So right now we're in winter. This would be like, hey, a way to show yourself some care right now would be like increase my vitamin C intake, bruh. So you could use it in that way, or you could use it to tap into the spiritual meaning of the cards. Here we have Elemental Garden, Hydrangea, and Cupid. Interesting. As well. So it has like multiple uses, but like I said, I am someone that really likes plant decks. That's probably the type of deck B-Bum. So this is the card that I used to pick the color scrap yarn for. I use a lot of plant decks. Plant decks are my absolute favorite kind of energy to use with. In terms of my oracles and my tarots, I really just resonate with plant decks. So these are the main decks that I used. I paired this with. Once again, I love the pictures. I love that there's also other associations. So some of them have like animals and other creatures that you can also apply your own meanings with. This one has a rainbow. So whatever your own connotations, your own affinities, associations are, you can use the imagery in the deck, which I did do. So that helped a lot. Like, you know, here we got cats and dandelion and a big thing of citrine. So I know some people might think that, I don't know, it's real homemade. Well, it is homemade. It is. So if you don't like uneven edges and maybe like having to round your own corners and you don't like the idea of this as a guidebook, it probably wouldn't be for you. But I really enjoy it. I really like the aesthetics and I've enjoyed using it and I'm keeping it. So I think it's a lot of fun. But like I said, I work with plants a lot. So I am adding to this deck with my own knowledge. And like I said, if you obviously animals as well correlate with this too. So yeah, I thought it was really super cute and excited to work with it also in the future. But like I said, because it's got just, if you're just using it just for the keywords that are in the guidebook, you could definitely add this as another layer onto another more extensive reading, just as maybe viewing it through a different word. So yeah, this was the Botanical Blessings deck. I hope that wherever you are having a beautiful morning, afternoon, or evening. And as always, stay wild, Star Child.